Hello everyone. In previous class we were discussing about synthesis of carboxylic acid. Let us move to the next topic, that is the physical properties of carboxylic acids. First one, carboxylic acids up to carbon number 9 are colorless liquids at room temperature and have unpleasant odor. Up to carbon number 9 are colorless liquids and unpleasant odor. Okay. Next, higher carboxylic acids are wax-like solids and due to less volatility, because volatility means evaporation, right, are practically odorless. Okay, it is practically odorless because of less volatile. Next, third one, boiling point of carboxylic acids high carboxyls are high compared to aldehydes and alcohols of comparable molecular mass. If you take aldehydes or alcohols of and carboxylic acid of almost same molecular mass, if you compare the boiling point of those three compounds, then carboxylic acid shows a more boiling point due to the extensive association of carboxylic acid molecules through intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to extensive association of bonds. This extensive association of bonds is due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. We know what is hydrogen bonding. That is the force of attraction between hydrogen of one molecule with the most electronegative atom of the other molecule, right? Next, the hydrogen bond is present even in its vapor state or in its in the presence of aprotic solvents. Hence, in vapor state as well as in presence of aprotic solvent, most of the carboxylic acids exist as a dimer. Okay, they may ask for 1 mark why carboxylic acids exist as a dimer. Dimer is nothing but two carboxylic acids groups are attached in the sense by some force of attraction. Okay, it's called dimer formation. This dimer formation is due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. It can observe even in a vapor state as well as in presence of a protic solvent. If there is protic solvent, it will bond with that protic solvent, but in presence of aprotic solvent, this one molecule of a carboxyl or one carboxylic group will bond with another carboxylic group. Now to bond, literally, that is the force of attraction. Okay. Next, aliphatic carboxylic acid. This is important. Dimer in a vapor as well as and in aprotic solvent. Okay, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Same intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. And aliphatic carboxylic acids up to carbon number 4 are soluble in water. So why these are soluble in water up to 4? Because of the presence of a carboxylic acid, up to 4 carbon atoms are soluble in water. Okay, soluble in water because of the formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding with the water. This carboxylic COH groups bond with or forms hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. Hence, these carboxylic acids are soluble in the water, but up to carbon number 4. As alkyl chain length increases, then hydrophobicity also increases. As we know, like dissolves like, right? Hydrocarbon chain increases, solubility with water decreases. Remember, up to 4 carboxylic acid can dissolve in water, but higher carboxylic acid, that is having a more number of carbon in alkyl chain will dissolve in organic solvents. Okay. And benzoic acid is insoluble in cold water, that is simplest carboxylic acid, and higher carboxylic acids are practically insoluble in water due to increased hydrophobic interaction of a hydrocarbon part that you are knowing. So how it forms a dimer? Dimer formation takes place like C double bond O, OH. Here if it is R, RCOOH, right? If there is another molecule of carboxylic acid, C double bond O, OH and R, RCOH and RCOH, and it forms a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Because of this intermolecular hydrogen bonding, carboxylic acids are more shows higher boiling point, as well as in the vapor state as well as in a aprotic solvent, they present as a dimer, they exist as a dimer. And one more thing what I have mentioned is carbon number up to 4 are soluble in water, that is water and R, C double bond O, OH, and here also C double bond O, OH, R, C double bond OH, and if we take one more molecule, R, C double bond O, OH, and Here these oxygen will form intermolecular hydrogen bonding with this hydrogen. Here also we can observe the hydrogen bonding. Here also can observe the hydrogen bonding. Hence, some carboxylic acid having less number of carbon atom can soluble with in water. Right? This is about the physical properties of carboxylic acids. Next, let us move to the next topic, that is chemical reactions. In the first one, reaction involving cleavage of OH bond. Okay. Reaction involving cleavage of a OH bond. This one, OH bond breakage. This will be carboxylic acid, the reaction involving cleavage of a OH bond. In that first one is acidity, reaction with metal and alkalis. So carboxylic acids react with alkali metals, that is electropositive alkali metals, in or react with weaker bases such as carbohydrates or hydrogen carbonates and evolve carbon dioxide. Okay. That is, carboxylic acid RCOOH can react with electropositive metals and forms corresponding salts of carboxylic acids, and it evolves hydrogen. Okay. Hydrogen gas. Or these carboxylic acid can react with the alkalis, that is with the base, and gives corresponding carboxylate or salts of carboxylic acid, Na plus COO minus Na plus, like that. Okay, salt of carboxylic acid and byproduct as water. Or these carboxylic acids will react with sodium bicarbonate. NaHCO3 gives RCOONA and evolves carbon dioxide and water. Right? This is about reactions involving cleavage of OH bond, and it is reaction with the metals and alkalis. One more thing I have mentioned is it reacts with the sodium bicarbonate and evolves carbon dioxide. This test is used for the detection of carboxylic acids. Right? We can observe in reaction mixture, we can observe the bubble formation, that is evolution of a carbon dioxide gas, not bubble formation. Or if you pass that carbon dioxide to lime water, it turns milky, right? Like that we can find out the evolution of carbon dioxide, that indicates the presence of a carboxylic acid. And carboxylic acid on reaction with water gives carboxylate ion and hydronium ion, that is resonance stabilized hydroxylate ion, or sorry, carboxylate ion, that is R C double bond O OH, which on reaction with water, which on hydrolyzed with water gives R C double bond O minus and H3O plus, hydronium ion formation and carboxylate ion formation takes place. And hydronium ion formed is resonance stabilized, that is carboxylate anion formed is resonance stabilized. R CO minus and double bond O, and it will, can write this like this, right? Can write this resonance structures of a carboxylate anion, and we can represent this as a R C O and O. This minus charge is delocalized, right? Minus, it will move from this oxygen to this oxygen. Okay, so which on hydrolysis gives a H3O plus, that is a hydronium ion. So if we write rate equation for this reaction, for this, that is equilibrium constant K equilibrium gives concentration of H3O plus, that is there in the right side, and concentration of RCOO plus, concentration of H3O plus and concentration of RCOO minus divided by concentration of RCOOH and concentration of water. And acid dissociation constant Ka is given by K equilibrium and concentration of water, hence K equilibrium. This equation becomes, if you becomes K equilibrium is this equation becomes K equilibrium is this one, therefore H3O plus and RCOO minus, and here RCOOH and water, right, into this one water, right? I'll write here H2O. This water cancels. Hope it is clear for you. K equilibrium is from this equation we can write this equilibrium constant or rate equation, and then we'll get H3O plus RCO minus, H3O plus and RCO minus divided by concentration of COH and concentration of water. Next, acid dissociation constant is given by K equilibrium and water, and Ka equal to K equilibrium, that is this term, and water, there water get cancels, and Ka equal to Ka becomes H3O plus and RCOO minus, and here RCOOH and RCOOH. This is acid dissociation constant Ka and equilibrium constant K equilibrium, and pKa is equal to negative logarithm of Ka. Okay, pK is equal to negative log of Ka. And one more thing, lesser the pKa value, greater will be the acidity. You should remember this. Okay, lesser the pKa value, greater will be the acidity. If pKa value is very less, means then it is more acidic. Then in for examination they will give few compounds with the their pKa values, and you have to mention which one is more acidic or which one is more basic based on the pKa values. Lesser the pKa value, greater is its acidity. Now we will see few example. Here acid, and I will write pKa value here. First one is HCl, pKa value is minus 7.0. So HCl is a very good acid, right? And next is CF3COOH. Acetic acid is CH3COOH. Here is a trifluoroacetic acid. Trifluoroacetic acid. Why trifluoroacetic? Is replacement of hydrogen by fluorine. Is pKa value is 0.23. So remember, trifluoroacetic acid is a strongest carboxylic acid. Okay, very less pKa value and having COH group, carboxylic acid group, and trifluoroacetic acid is strongest carboxylic acid. Next is acetic acid. Acetic acid, I will write AA, and 4.76 pKa value, and benzoic acid pKa value is 4.19. This is about pKa values, and smaller the pKa value, greater the acidity. Next, we categorize these acids by using these pKa values. That is, if pKa is less than 1, means acid is strong, are called strong acid. And pKa is 1 to 5, then are called moderately strong acid. And pKa is below 5, that is pKa is 5 to 15. pKa is 5 to 15 are called weak acids. And if pKa is greater than 15, then are called extremely weak acid. Okay, this is about acidity of carboxylic acids in terms of pKa values. So by using this pKa values, we can categorize acids as weak acid, strong acid, and moderately strong and extremely weak acids. So carboxylic acids are weaker than mineral acids but stronger than alcohols and many simple phenols. Few phenols are even stronger than carboxylic acid, but carboxylic acid are weaker than mineral acid. Mineral acid is nothing but HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, etc. are weaker but are stronger than alcohol obviously, and are stronger than few phenols but not all the phenols. And yeah, why these carboxylic acids are stronger compared to few simple phenols? Let us discuss this in a next class. Thank you.